Hello, Internet world. Leslie speaking with a Constitution in my hand. I've had this for more years than many of you have been alive. It may look a little bit tattered, but it's been of great use over the years. I've passed many a copy of this small document that's done so much for many people. We've broken the yoke of tyranny. Who ever thought that such a small document might change the course of not only mankind but the world? To break rulers, we now face them again, and it's up to us to retake the purpose behind those enlightened founding fathers who risked their lives to put their names against a tyrant, King George III. The United States was soon born, and its foundation set in 1791 with the formation of the Bill of Rights, when enough states endorsed that document to make the rules of the land that we abide by today, natural laws that were set in writing, along with checks and balances that were not put together frivolously, nor was the wording behind it, because words matter. And public schools are no longer teaching the nuances of the Constitution. It's our responsibility as good citizens and parents to take hold of those institutions, or else dire tyranny and rule over our own castles, being secure in our papers, homes, persons, and effects are being jeopardized because there are scores of exceptions, which is a right to be secure, but it's been made into privileges. That is a dangerous transition that we all must be on guard for, and to know the differences between a right, which is either chosen to use or not, that cannot be taken away or transferred to another person. Words matter, and the founding fathers chose them carefully, as any properly written legal document should be. Even though a contract is only as good as those behind it, it still must have some type of written foundation for a court to be able to judge. So please, protect those rights that were fought so hard, beginning with the Declaration of Independence. Was the promise, the Constitution was the fulfillment. It was written in pen. It could have been written on toilet paper, but it would still have as much meaning and purpose and strength behind it as it does and should today, if only people would read it, understand it, peruse it, not rush through it. Have a dictionary by your side. It's not a long read. It's not even rocket science. It's up to us to take back what was given to us here, even though the founding fathers weren't perfect. So get off their backs, any woke people out there who try to set precedents for the opines of people who lived hundreds of years ago by today's social standards. That's not being reasonable. It's throwing the baby out with the bathwater. It's not being conservative, which means to conserve. It means it's okay to make changes, but do it slowly. So in the event something goes awry with those dramatic changes, instead of making incremental progress towards equality under the law for all, where the American dream can still be had, even for our children. Is it true that the last generation was the height of that American dream? I pray not, and I'm not a religious person, but I'll join my prayers with anyone who is, because that foundation that we build for an environment for all people of all hues and economic backgrounds to pursue that happiness is the most important thing that a human being can aspire. And in assisting others in that way, only the individual can truly help themselves to achieve those goals. I look at it this way. When one makes a change in life, it can either be for the better, keep it the same, or end up worse. So by doing something different, if there's a possibility of bettering for yourself and thereby for others, then go for it if that means it's heading towards your personal happiness, the bliss path that does not interfere with another's. It's simple philosophy here on earth. It's not an ethereal afterlife. I deal with what we can do here and now, and it's true, because self-interest is the most important thing we can do. Because if we don't take care of ourselves first, how do we expect to take care or even to love another? A goal should be a little bit greater than our expectations. That's why the expression of reaching for the stars and ending up with the moon or an eagle is important. But it has to remain pragmatic and within reach. It's a meritorious system where hierarchical animals, we strive, of course, to overcome some of those baser instincts, but striving is part of being a predator, dressed up in garb, some wanting to rule the world, when our responsibility is to rule ourselves first and clean up our own rooms first before we try to tell the rest of the world how to clean up theirs without having any background or experience in life. When you go into that police department and ask for a complaint form, kindly ask for a commendation form along with it. That'll keep them thinking on their toes, because we do want to reward and reinforce good behavior. So focus your efforts, please, on high-level supervisors, administrators, legal department, personnel department, your congressman. It's the same amount of effort with far better results. Speaking my 1A mind, ending stream with a smile, and I love all of you who love liberty. I'll support anyone who helps liberty more than they hurt it. End stream.